Hi, how you doing? I'm John Fight. I'm the owner of reachingtexans.com, and today I want to talk to you about pay-per-click systems, or in other words, it's called PPC. This is the system that Google uses, Yahoo, and most of your major search engines. And the way it works is that you pay, or you agree to pay, a certain amount each time your link is clicked on. And it's like an auction. So if you pick a search term that is real popular, and everybody, of course, wants to be at the top, you have to outbid everybody to get to the top. Well, once you get up there, when somebody clicks on that link, it's going to cost you. Depends on what the search term is. It could cost you 50 cents, $1, $2, $3, just depends on how popular of a search term it is. And so you have to be very careful when you use the pay-per-click systems, because you can go broke really fast. Now, on most of the search engines, they'll let you set a daily budget. Like, for example, if you pick Google, you can set up a budget, let's say $10 a day, which, $10 a day doesn't sound much, but, that's $300 a month. So it does add up. Now, let's say that I'm offering $1 per click on a certain search term. Well, if that's a popular search term, that my ad could come up 20, 30, 40 times in an hour and get clicked on 10 times within an hour. Let's say that I start my ads at 8 o'clock in the morning. Well, if I get 10 people to go up and click on my ad and I burn up my budget for that day, my ads go away. So they're gone. So out of 24 hours a day, I'm going to get to use 1 hour, and then 23 hours, it's nothing there. So that's a disadvantage to that kind of a system. The advantage is to Google. They love it because they're making a ton of money doing this. It's not a great system for business owners. I try to stay away from the pay-per-click as much as I can, but I do use it. But what I want to do is warn you about certain things that can happen with a pay-per-click system, so that you can at least be aware about this and watch for it. One of the things you got to watch out for is having too generalized of a search term. Let me give you an example. Let's say that I clean swimming pools for a living. So that's my job, and so I stick a search term up there that says swimming pools, because I want people to, if they type in the word swimming pools, I want them to be able to find me. Well, the problem with that is that's just too general of a search term. Yeah, you're going to get a lot of traffic, but you know what? Well, most of the people that click on your link are not looking for a person to clean their pool. They could be looking for swimming suits. They could be looking for swimming chemicals, like swimming pool chemicals. They could be looking for slides and swimming pool toys. And they could be looking for people who build swimming pools. And so your clicks could go for nothing. I mean, in other words, you could have 10 people click on your link by mistake. It doesn't matter. It's still going to cost you. So you have to be very careful on which search terms you pick. If you clean swimming pools for a living, then that's what you want to put. You want to have a search term that says swimming pool cleaning service, okay, instead of just swimming pools. So the more exact that you get that search term, in other words, the more complex, you want to have a combination type search term. You can have multiple words in a search term, and the more exact that can reflect your business, the more relevant the clicks are going to be, and the better the response is going to be. Another thing that you have to watch out for when you're using pay-per-clicks is the area that you pick. A lot of people don't know this, but you can actually pick which area of the United States you want your ads to show up in. If you bypass this section, if you just bid on search terms, now let's say you're in Dallas and you throw up a search term and you agree to pay $1 or $2 a click on it, if you don't limit it to the Dallas-Fort Worth area, you're going to get people from Kansas. You're going to get people from New York clicking on your ad. Well, they're not going to hire you, and so what happens is you're paying for a lot of advertisement that's going outside of your market area. So be careful with that. Another thing to watch out for are false clicks. Now, false clicks, that means somebody's clicking on your ad not because they want your service, not because they're a potential customer. They're clicking on your ad because they're getting paid to click on your ad. And this is, in my opinion, it's kind of a conflict of interest. But for example, Google has their AdWords program, and that's where you pay to be on Google. But they also have another program called AdSense. Now, the way that works is if you own a website, you can agree to put search term results on your website, and then when people go visit your website and click on those search terms, you get paid. Well, the problem with that is that they're getting their buddies, their friends, to go click on their own website, because every time somebody clicks on it, they're getting paid. Well, they're not a customer. They're not a potential customer. What happens is people that are in business who are paying for the search terms are getting cheated. Well, how are you going to prevent that? Well, there are ways of preventing it. It does take effort. See, this is not my point. If you're going to use pay-per-click search systems such as Google and Yahoo and Bing and all the rest of them, if you're going to utilize that sort of a system for your marketing, you have to put a lot of effort into this. You got to make sure that the people that are clicking on your links are real potential customers, not just people that are clicking on your links because they're getting $1 or $2 to click on it. So what you need to do is install a stat count analyzer. It's called Stat. There's one called Stat Counter. If you go to the website, if you go to reachingtexans.com, the article that this video is on, you'll see a link there, and you can go and sign up for free and put some code on your web page, the ad where the ad is going. And when somebody clicks on it, what it does is it registers all kinds of information. It tells you where they're at. It tells you how long they stayed on your page. It tells you what their IP address is. So if you see somebody clicking on your link every day that has the same IP address, that's probably not a customer. That's probably somebody getting $1 every time they go visit your page. You don't want them clicking on your page. And most people don't realize that you can actually ban IP addresses from clicking on your links. And now Google offers this, but they don't really promote it very much. It's something you need to be aware of. There's a link also in the same article here. You can click on the link and go read all about it, but you can actually ban an IP address from clicking on your link. Now, you can't stop them from clicking on it, but what it does is it just doesn't charge you anything, which is really what you're really after. So you get the IP address and you put it into this exclusion section of Google, and it excludes them from being able to click on your link. And now, how do you find these people? Well, you put that stat counter on there and you start analyzing your traffic. And again, if you see the same IP address clicking every single day, that would be one I would ban. Okay. Now, another thing that happens is your competition can click on your link, so you can't stop that. I mean, again, you could exclude them if you know what their IP address is, but you really can't stop them from clicking on your links. And so, again, get that stat counter, put it on there, find out what these IP addresses are. If you see, like I said, multiple times over a period of a week, go and exclude those. Get those off of there so that they can't cost you money. Now, what are some alternatives to pay-per-click? Well, this is the kind of system that I have, by the way. It's at Reaching Texans Network. I use a monthly system where you pay monthly, and it has an unlimited amount of traffic. So if you get 10 people clicking on it or 10,000 people clicking on it, it's going to cost the same amount of money each month. Now, why I like that is because it gives you a more flexibility in advertising. Your ads don't go away, number one. Number two, you don't have to worry about spending more money than you intended to spend because you know exactly how much it's going to cost. Now, you can find lots of advertisement possibilities where you can buy ads for $10 a month, $20 a month, $40 a month. You just simply go to a search engine, type in whatever it is that you sell or do. Just get some blogs, look for the blogs, and go visit those blogs and see if there's ads on them. And if there's ads on them, contact the blog owner, see if you can put your ad there for $10 a month. See, that's really the best way of doing this, because you're gonna be able to get that ad. It's gonna stay up there. Like I said, it doesn't matter how many times it gets clicked on. When you compare that with a pay-per-click system, it's just no comparison. I mean, can you imagine, you know, putting up a pay-per-click ad and having 10 or 15 people click on it in the first hour and then it's gone for the rest of the day? Now, I can tell you horror stories. I mean, people that I actually have worked with that have spent literally thousands of dollars over months. I mean, we're talking $8,000–$10,000 over a period of a year, and not realizing that 80–90% of the money that they spent was going out of the country to somebody else who had some website that just happened to have their link on there, and they had all their friends clicking on it every day. Don't let that happen to you. Get that stat counter on there, and you can stop that. Okay? So, how complicated is this? Well, I'll tell you what, it's actually pretty complicated. I'm not going to lie to you. This is a kind of a complicated deal. In fact, it's complicated enough that there are literally hundreds of pay-per-click companies out there that assist business owners with this problem. If it was a simple situation, you wouldn't have companies out there doing this. But you know, you can spend thousands of dollars just protecting yourself against false clicks. So if you're a small business, I would recommend, if you can afford to do this, is to get out of the pay-per-click. Go find some monthly deals. Go find where you can put a banner on a blog for 10 or 20 bucks a month. That's your best choice. That's the ones that I use. Now, you know, that's in my opinion, they work better. They help you stay within your budget, and it doesn't matter how many times it gets clicked on, because you're not being charged every time it gets clicked on. Well, anyway, that's my opinion. I'm John Fight. This is reachingtexans.com, and that's what we do. We reach out, we find Texans. Hey, if you got a business in Texas, I'd recommend going to reachingtexans.com, subscribing to the blog. We're going to be making lots more videos about different subjects on how you can reach Texans. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.